Okay, for our banded kettlebell swing. So, setting up the band, you're going to use a strength band like so. Just going to show you here so it's a little bit easier. What we're going to do is bring the band through, loop it in, get it nice and tight. Okay, this band will go out here like so. We'll step on that. Take the two ends of the band, just wrap it around the horns of the bell to the base. And that's exactly what's happening here with the red band. Okay. In terms of the swing, so we'll just kind of step back. You want basically feet hip width apart or slightly wider. Okay. All right, bell's in front of you about 2 feet, 1.5 feet. Nice and tall, good stack of thorax on top of pelvis. So without losing height, big breath in. Exhale, let the lower ribs just naturally fall to belt buckle. Okay, and then from here, what we're going to do, we're going to hinge at the hips to load our glutes and our hamstrings. We're going to reach down and grab the horns of the bell. Now, I'm going to have you hike the bell between the legs. We're going to try and keep the bell at all times above the knee. So kind of in this little slot right here. Yes, be careful of this stuff. Okay, so the first hike might be a little bit lower, but every pass through the legs after that, the bell should be knee height and higher. Okay, so I'm going to hike through. I'm going to drive my feet into the ground and drive my hips forward and propel the kettlebell up. Now my arms are just going along for the ride. Okay, I don't want you, I'm not crazy about the American swing coming up here. You can do it, but for this drill, absolutely not. Just let the bell take your arms along for the ride. So you should have a nice slight bend in the elbow when you finish up in here. The bell of the kettlebell should be probably a little bit higher than your hand. Don't worry too much about that. But that kind of gives you an idea of like you're really popping with the hips, exploding up, and your arms are kind of out of the equation. Okay. When you go down with the bell, you want to make sure, or just let the bell, gravity kind of pull the bell down. And about here, the bell is going to want to start to pull you, in which case you break at the hip again, load the glutes, load the hamstrings, let the bell take you through your legs, again, above the knee. That's going to load you in this position here. You're going to drive your feet into the ground, hips forward again, and then explosively pop back up. You should get a nice little pop of the hips as you come up. Just careful when you do that, you're not overextending the low back, okay? So again, keep your good stack of pelvis over, or thorax over top of pelvis, boom. And you're kind of, I don't want to say you're leaning forward, but my weight is more forward than it is back, okay? So we're here, grabbing the horns of the kettlebell, sorry, good stack of thorax and pelvis, hinge at the hip, load the glutes, hamstrings, grab the bells, hike it back. And then set it down in front of you when you're done. Guys, that is your banded kettlebell swing.